Uh-huh.
Good evening, Keep to the Cash. Gary B, the casual comic guy here. Ignore my allergies, they're bugging me a little bit. But happy Thursday, and welcome to another episode of the 1011. And of course, joining me as always, we have Digger Jim. Oh, it's not Digger Jim tonight.
Hi.
It is Steve, the voice white, coming in twice this week. Jim is preoccupied tonight. But of course, I have my good buddy Steve. So we are just running the ship as normal. We are just sailing away with it. How you doing tonight, Steve?
I am the person formerly known as Digger Jim. I'm the Digger Jim 2.0 or 2.6843. Good day, eh?
Right. And of course, our guest tonight, first time on the 1011, is Mr. Random Rick Reviews. Rick, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Chat. Hey, Manny.
Good to see you, bud, and good to have you on finally. So thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate it.
But of course, we're going to do like we always do. Tell the audience who's here, who you are, what your channel's about, and for the people that watch on the rewind who don't know you. But before he does, guys, his links are in the description below. So feel free to sub him up on YouTube, follow him on IG, and so you can see what content he's got coming. But Rick, let him know.
So under Random Rick Reviews on YouTube, I review just about anything I want, from Dollar Tree finds, from like Final Faction action figures to screwdrivers. I recently did a Jiffer Men beard before and after. You'll find all kinds of stuff that's on like a $20 and under budget for the most part, usually. Action figures, Ross finds, Ollie's finds, stuff like that. Some toy hunts, even some food on there once in a while. So if you're interested in just random things, check it out.
And you do a podcast once a week as well, right?
Right. He said, plug the podcast. On Wednesdays at 9:30 Eastern, me and Writing the Frequency, RTF, do a podcast. It's usually top fives or something pretty lighthearted. It's never really serious. We try not to get too into those topics that make people upset. So it's like top five.
Just a fun hangout.
Yeah, it's just like a hangout. So to have a good time and, chill. Take a breather from your work week or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, you guys have some fun top fives though.
Yeah, we do. There's a lot of top fives you could do. Sometimes
you guys got some that cross over. Sometimes you guys have completely different. You're like, oh man, I wanted to pick that, but this edged it out. And
yep.
It's always fun doing a top five against somebody or a top 10.
Yeah, because you'll forget. Like, I should have picked that, right?
Yeah. So far in your episodes of your podcast, what was your favorite top five that you did with them?
It's hard to say. Maybe top five my wrestlers, maybe WWE wrestlers. That's on the channel as well. WWE stuff, wrestling. Yeah, we've done so many. So
right.
We cover we do two. We're doing two each episode. This might have been a mistake. So we run through like top five Star Wars ships, or top five.
Give yourself too much homework, huh?
Yeah, and then you're like, well, what's the next topic? And you really got to brain burn it for a second. They're all good. They're all the best.
I like when you guys do the movies too.
The movie topics are fun. There's a lot of crossover in that, like, best director or best whatever. Like, I'll be like,
right. Yeah, I forgot which one I was a part of. I did a movie one with you guys. And
I have to look. Like, he says The Thing is on most of his lists. The Thing is on a ton of his movie lists. And like Escape from New York is on a ton of mine.
Oh, so, that's a good one. I like that one.
They're two good
Snake
young
Plissken, baby. Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken, yeah.
Both have Kurt Russell, so.
Yeah. So hard to go wrong there.
Right. All right, let's say hi to the chat. We have Las Cruces. James, good evening, sir. How you doing?
James.
We have Jerry the Jitterbug, one of my all-time favorite people. Good evening, Jerry. Nice to see you.
Jerry.
Oh man, I watched Jerry's last video on the on when he put the pulp on that book, and you couldn't tell there was pulp on it. It was blended so well.
Yep, he's a master of his art.
Brad, how you doing, sir?
Brad.
John's Comics Kids, who I will say right now has been putting out the best thumbnails. His thumbnails are fantastic.
You have to get him to do you some.
No, I'll just keep failing with mine. I don't want to rely on poor John. I don't want to steal his magic. That's his magic. But his thumbnails have been fantastic. But guys, John's thumbnails aren't just fantastic. Go check out his channel. Follow him on IG. There is nothing that John doesn't do that is not great and that he doesn't put his all into. Mr. Chop and Drop, good evening, sir.
Chop.
One of our best supporters in the community, along with Las Cruces. Steve the Voice White, our co-host this evening. Zach's Collections, who we were talking about pre-show, how I needed to find him that 1888 baseball bubble gum and have him eat it on camera.
Oh man, I want to watch that.
Right? Because who knew that bubblegum cards went back to 1888? I didn't until I Googled it.
I'm sure someone's got a piece of that petrified gum somewhere.
Right? One of my other favorite people here, Joe from RRR Comics. Good evening, Joe. We have Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. Good evening, Manny, who's been putting out some great art on IG as well. Huge Spider-Man guy. Mr. Mark Andrews. Good evening, sir.
Mr. Andrews. See, there's more dolls tonight, ain't Mark?
Canadian Survivalist.
Action figures.
See you. You know what I like is like my channel is a large Canadian contingent, and I'm okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, there's Kenneth. Kenneth Bird.
Comics. Good evening, sir. Nice to see you, Paul. Kenneth, good evening. Great to see you.
Ken's always lurking too.
Yeah, and as people are going to continue popping in here, I'll just keep giving them a quick tip of the hat. But we are going to get to the program and let Rick start out with his first item.
So I picked all action figures because I saw that was the title. So I knew you said books or whatever as well, but I did all action figures for the 10, for the 12.
Perfect.
Okay.
So being a comic book fan, so I read comic books throughout. I still here and there, but I pretty much stopped at the Acts of Vengeance level. But I still like some of the newer stuff. So, Battle World, Dr. Doom.
Oh wow,
that is cool.
For Legends,
I almost thought it was Moon Knight for a second with the white.
Yeah, you put them at 10 because I'm not. I think I like Dr. Doom. He's my favorite superhero. I just don't care for the non tunic area here.
Right, yeah, that looks a little odd. Is he also known as God Emperor Doom there?
Yeah, this is the Emperor Battle World Doom.
See, yeah, he looks better on the back package almost with that uniform.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That looks like he's wearing a tunic, and then in the front, it's not.
Right. So,
and that was before they turned the Legends into just boxes and not just where you could see the figure through the plastic, right?
Don't you start on that.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole other discussion there, Gary.
The G.I. Joe ones are also a different size, so if you want them flush,
yes,
they're not flush. Like they'll be down here,
right?
So it's just a mess. So especially if you're doing the spine,
yeah, that's kind of cool. Where they put the artwork all around the box. That's awesome.
Yeah, it does have the skull and the extra hands there. I know the glare is a little bad.
Now, so Doom's always been one of your favorites.
Yeah, he's always been probably my favorite because he's done what he's set out to do so many times, right? He's like, I'm gonna take over the world, takes over the world, lets it go, takes over the world, lets it go.
Right.
So,
well, he wants
right now
he's the Supreme. Now he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah, he's the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, he's stolen that power from Strange. So yeah, that's going to be interesting to see where that goes.
Right. Still beyond his powers. So
I got to ask you though, as good a villain as he is, are you as tired as I am of them portraying him shitty in films and giving him electricity powers, which he doesn't have?
He was in films,
right? Exactly.
Yeah,
and,
sad interpretation of him.
And those first two Fantastic Four films, I actually really enjoy a lot, except for the Doom.
I thought the actor was okayly picked.
Yeah,
the actor they picked is actually what made me not care for him.
Nip Tuck guy.
Yeah, really? I just there's something about the way he, and not that he's probably a great dude, but it's just something about his acting I don't connect with.
Huh. Well, yeah, the electricity and the green wool coat thing, it was.
And that other one they started was just horrible.
Oh, I definitely didn't see that. I was like, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, smart man, don't watch it.
Yeah, I got other things to watch besides.
So we got Mr. Gresky who's starting collecting real Ghostbusters. Nice.
Oh man.
And Mark Andrews saying, yes, they keep screwing up Doom, messing up Doom. They certainly do. I'm hoping Marvel gets Doom right. So I think they took a step in the right direction with RDJ. Because you don't have to see his face. You just need a good actor behind the mask.
Well, I
That's
guess,
true. I
yeah.
mean, he can do it, I think, but it's just weird. He's always Iron Man. So, like, what the hell, man?
Well, as long as you're a good actor, you can play any part.
Yeah. So,
You
I
know, you
guess,
just need the skills.
well, look at Steve Rogers and Mr. Flame on there, right?
Right. I mean, come
Well,
on. And no one thought he could do Captain America. And now he's more
and
well
he
known
did
for
it.
Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very
better.
good Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like no one thought he could play that serious because he was always like a jokester in most of the stuff he was in.
Yeah, like in Losers and Johnny Storm.
Right. And of course, a great cameo in the last Deadpool movie,
Yeah. That was fucking hilarious.
especially his after credit scene. All right. Number 2, Rick.
So that was number 10. Number 9 would be, I don't know if any guys watch wrestling or not, but Kane has always been a favorite of mine.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is the Survivor Series Kane. So I'm a big fan of like masked characters. So and Kane being
Yeah,
almost 7 feet
I always
tall,
liked his messed up mask.
being more like a menace. Let's see if I can get that a little bit better.
Now, is that from your favorite era in wrestling, Rick? Or
This is Attitude, Ruthless Aggression Kane. You can tell by the tank top. He was a lot bigger at this time. It's probably the biggest he was muscular wise. I mean, he's a big guy. Attitude era, he had the long sleeves on, and he changed to the tank top before he took the mask off. And things went a little bit downhill for a second, but he rebounded okay.
right, kind of with that post-apocalyptic look.
Yeah, so super strong wrestler. Also was a video game player. Have a video game player. So always like Kane. So that is the Survivor Series version.
Out of the box.
I got to ask you.
Out of the box.
So we've seen one toy in the box, one toy out of the box. Are you primarily out of the box collector or in the box collector?
I'm becoming an out of the box collector.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know. I kind of don't like when I see a whole collection behind someone that's in the box. Because well, that's just a Walmart aisle. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, how are you enjoying those bloody things? And
Yeah.
does the price really change? And are you ever planning to sell the damn thing?
Steve, just like a comic cover, sometimes it's just nice to look at it.
It is.
Yep.
It is. And I have stuff in box that's going to be in here as well.
Yep.
That I know is worth something, so I'll leave it in box. Right. I look
Right.
it up. So if I'm going to keep it, I'm going to keep this. So
Or you buy two. I did that with the turtles back in the 90s.
Yeah,
I bought
I would
one
buy
set
two.
to leave in the box, and I took another one. And I took them out.
I know you can't buy two these days though. Like even the 3/4 inch figures are like $25-$30 now.
Yeah, I know that's crazy the prices now, but back then it wasn't so bad.
You're like
Yeah, it'd have to be-
$60 in, you got two little pieces of plastic that are as big as your fingers.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I paid like $10 total for the 4 turtles, so it was like $20 for the 2 sets of them.
And Mark Andrews, who did the original GI Joes a couple weeks ago, says action
Yeah.
figures need to be out of the box. Of course, most of mine, the boxes are long gone.
Oh yeah,
They take up a lot of space too in box.
they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
even if you break the box down, still doesn't matter. It still takes up a lot of space.
Plus, everything you see today will be under $20 purchase. So
Nice.
the Doom was
That's pretty
$14. The Kane was I think around $15.
And I didn't mean to pigeonhole you into action figures. I thought that's what we had discussed.
Oh, I got the most of that accessible.
All right, so number 8 then. See, we're
Number-
counting down, yeah.
Number 8.
Number 8, going back to
Because he started with number 10, so I changed
Oh,
my
we're
number
going.
from 1,
All
2,
right,
3
we're going
to 10,
backwards.
and
Like
8.
holy shit! What did we go through time travel here?
No.
So I didn't know what order you guys went in, so I set them up like 10 down.
Yeah, Rick's counting down, Steve. So I
Okay,
started
gotcha.
counting down with him.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3, 2.
So I've always been a fan of U.S. Agent.
Oh,
Nice.
that's
There we
nice.
go. John Walker.
Yeah, John Walker. I always liked being such a big guy. Who's like 6'4", 270. I think he was statted at initially. I don't know if you've changed him recently or not. So I always liked his character as Cap. I was like getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Little unhinged.
Maybe a little unhinged. Maybe.
Oh yeah, he was.
We call it Justice, I think. Well, but this is a cool character. This is a cool suit with the black and the red.
I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts. I want to see him in that. It's going to be hilarious.
Again,
Yeah, I actually kind of
another Russell, right? Wyatt Russell, Kurt's son.
Yeah, and
Well,
he's got
classic
the look for it too, right? I don't know
Yes.
how tall he is though. That's the thing. I don't know how tall Russell's son is.
And that's the thing. Cap, like when he did the U.S. Agent, there was a couple different U.S. Agent ones. There was a Nomad one. He's had some of the better uniform changes in comics. He's had one or two that were really bad, but for the most part, they've been decent.
Yeah.
I didn't care for like the full mask helmet one. I didn't like that one that much. This is my favorite one. It's more just like a cap uniform, just in red and black.
Yeah, and I like the shield design on that one too.
Yeah,
it's the bullseye. Yeah, nothing fancy. I like him without the cap too. Just just his face.
So US agents on the list there.
That horror movie that Wyatt Russell was in was so good too. If people haven't watched him in that, they need to watch it. Overlord. Oh, dude.
Nope.
Rick, you need to watch it. That might make your top 5.
Yeah.
Wyatt Russell's fantastic in it. And you want to see him unhinged, watch him in that.
I haven't watched a horror movie in a long, long time.
Overlord's like an action horror.
Okay.
So it takes place during World War II. It's really good.
Overlord. Okay. Is it on Tubi?
I don't know. I own it digitally, but I think you would love it. It might be by this point. It's about 5 years old now.
Oh.
All right. Wow. So what number 7? All right. I like the U.S. agent though. Good one. You're surprised. You surprised me twice so far tonight.
Really?
In the first 3, yeah. I knew you'd have wrestling, but I didn't know you'd have Doom and U.S. Agent.
Back to wrestling.
Yeah.
So the Stone Cold. This guy is from the Tough Talker series.
Steve Austin. There we go.
So this is my favorite wrestler of all time. He doesn't work anymore because they're old. But you press that button, he would say a Stone Cold saying right there. This one I like because you can tell it's Austin. It has Austin 316 there. So a lot of the basic Austins, of course, he's just black trunks and some knee braces sometimes. So I like he has a T-shirt here with the 316 saying he's a bigger build than some of the other Austins. And he got the face a little bit better.
Yeah, resting bitch face.
Yeah, so some of the Austin character figures are pretty rough looking. So a lot of his mouth like wide open or looks sleepy.
Now, do you have a favorite toy maker that's made those lines that did it best?
No, I just don't buy McFarlane stuff.
Really? Oh, a lot of people like McFarlane stuff, and you do not.
That's one I do not buy. So,
what's the reasoning for that? I got to ask.
I'm just not a fan of him.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
this time it's personal.
Yeah.
Nothing personal against your line. I don't like you, so therefore I'm getting none of your shit.
Yep.
I'm not
saving you some money, right?
So yeah, there you go.
Win-win.
Yeah, then you buy what you want.
So Austin comes in at 7.
Now, I am surprised that Rick hasn't had any lady figures on yet.
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
All right. So
number 6.
Gary's fishing now. Gary's fishing. Just be
patient.
patient.
No, because I watch Rick's channel a lot, and he gets a lot of women action figures.
I do. I like strong women characters. So this is in box. This is Ultra Magnus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. We've seen him 3 times. People love this character, and I had never heard of him before.
No,
really?
He's a mainstream guy, man. He's been around for a while.
So I always like Ultra Magnus, like almost a little more than Prime, definitely more than Hot Rod. I thought they shortchanged him in the show a lot. He's bigger than Prime. It's a cool name, Ultra Magnus. Got the red, white, and blue.
Yep.
So he's always been one of my favorites. He transforms into this kind of ugly looking truck on this one. The original one was just a color swap of Prime.
Oh yeah, that is like a weird futuristic type of truck, huh?
Yeah, it's just like a bigger version. It's almost like a rip-off from it.
So, but you keep him in robot mode anyway, right? Because truck's a truck. So
now, did you read the original comics, Rick, or are you reading the new line right now that's out?
I read like the older comics. Like, do you remember one with Shockwave was on the cover? Like, the Transformers are all dead.
Issue 5.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Issue
I had that
5,
as a kid.
That's the one.
And Megatron looked a little odd in Marvel comics back then.
Yeah,
the new line is really pop. The new comics that came out are really popular now.
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Image has them, and they're doing them right.
Yep, okay, they are with the Void Rivals and the Transformers, and then now they introduce the GI Joe into it.
Dude, they just keep selling out of the comic shop here. Like you can't keep them on the shelves. Like, and so every issue, like at least the first 8 are in like multiple printings, like 1 through like 5 are like 7th and 8th printings.
Oh, it's
And,
beyond that now, man. They're almost at like the letter Z now, and they're going
Yeah.
back through the alphabet again with the variant
Well,
covers.
they've crossed over to G.I. Joe currently.
Yeah, they have a shared universe now, they have a shared comic called Void Rivals, and then you have GI Joes, and you have Transformers.
The GI Joe Transformer crossover is coming. There's going
Yeah.
to be a book where the two of them are together again, like they were back in the 80s.
I have a few of those.
Yeah.
I think there were 90s comics that were crossed over already.
Yeah, that was a 4-issue limited series back in the 80s.
Speaking of G.I. Joe.
Oh, here we go.
So I try to get a little bit of different.
Now, GI Joe is Steve's favorite. So,
Yep.
Well, I'm more of a Cobra fan.
Oh, right on. Cobra Commander. Look at that.
Classified series.
And his full regalia, too.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's ornaments on there.
That's hey, Christina. Awesome.
So it's always a big Cobra fan, especially as a kid, because there's just cooler looking characters. So.
Oh, yeah. I just picked up the new issue of G.I. Joe, and it's got the Cobra Commander helmet, and it's a die cut front to back of the book of his helmet. You could actually take it out of the staples and probably wear it as a mask, which is pretty neat. But yeah,
that's a really good mold too. That looks great.
Oh yeah, that really captures his look.
I saw the Lady Jane classified series is a good looking figure too.
So yeah, this is
actually that's just been a quality line.
So really, that's under $20, eh?
At the time when I got it, it was. Yeah. So he might have been reaching 19, but Cobra Commander, there's like a list on my head that I want in the collection, and he's on it. So Dooms, Cobra Commanders.
Yeah. Yeah, he paid under 20 from it wherever he got it, Steve. It doesn't mean it's under 20 where you're at.
This no. I think I bought it around the launch of it, like when it came out. So
right, because I think in the my comic shop that's still like a $25 figure.
Oh, okay.
$25, $30 figure, yeah.
Nope. I'm waiting for the War Duke Dungeons and Dragons figure to go down so I can grab it, but it's still $45. Not my price range.
I'm like that with some of the thing stuff. Like they have the thing with the dog and everything. It's a $70 toy, and I'm like, yeah, it'll stay there for $70.
Yeah.
I don't need it that bad.
Yeah, and you don't need to go down that rabbit hole that bad, do you?
No, I got 2 McCready's, and I paid $30 for each McCready. And like,
there you go.
So we're on 3. So
Cobra number.
That was 4. Yeah.
No, Cobra was 5.
Oh, did I miscount?
We had Battle World Doom, Kane, U.S. Agent, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ultra Magnus, and Cobra.
Oh, well, I can grab something if I'm short.
Okay.
So this line is underrated in my opinion. This is the Masterverse Revelation line. That's Evil Lynn. It's a little hard to see.
Oh, nice.
So she's probably my favorite character of Motu. Better some art back there. It looks a little better.
And I really loved who they cast as her in the Masters of the Universe movie. Like just Meg Foster's great.
And she was the queen in Conan Destroyer, right? Am I wrong on that? Which
one you are wrong. You are wrong on that. That was Sarah Douglas.
Sarah Douglas.
Yep.
Actually.
Right. No, Meg Foster, you'll remember her too from They Live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, They Live, right?
No,
yeah.
Meg Foster has the really cool gray eyes.
That's awesome.
I wish you could see this better because this is a good looking figure. It's a lot of glare.
I know the glare is just killing it because then there's the inside of the packaging. It's hard to see it too.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna have to open it up and show us then. Rip into that bitch. Come on.
It looks like that.
You're gonna set some comic book. People are gonna.
I always liked Evil Lynn, and I like the Sorceress too.
Yep, I have the Sorceress unboxed actually. So
there you go.
She is one of my. I like her as well.
See,
I'm waiting for the Tila to come down, but she stays up in price.
We're learning that Rick likes the villains. He'll take the heroes out and play with them, but the villains are his favorite, so they don't come out of the box.
Right? Yeah, I'll tell you that. We're zeroing in on it.
You know, I've only had like one hero on here. No, Stone Cold, Ultra Magnus.
Anti-heroes.
Right.
Okay, well,
yeah, I mean, Cobra was in box 2.
And look,
Yeah.
Doom saved the world, so I mean, he's kind of an
Yeah, he could
anti-hero.
be a hero.
He's got his own perverse way of.
Well,
the
he's
way
that
he
gray.
looks
He's
at
that
it.
gray area dude, right?
He
Because he
is.
also runs a nation, but he's good to his people in his nation. But everyone else, he's a dick to.
Absolutely.
Right.
Violently.
That counts.
All right, now number 3.
So we have another wrestler. I don't know if you know who Bailey is.
Nope.
I know who Bailey is. I've never seen her fight.
So this is a
Oh my
heel
God, it's a
turn.
woman. Okay, that's right. I
So
didn't realize it was a woman.
yeah, so that's her heel turn. She turned, cut her hair, went total heel, became a vicious wrestler, like in the ring, like chair
Now, in
shot.
wrestling, when they say turn heel, it means you went bad, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
turned to a bad guy.
Oh, that's a terminology. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Wrestlers would know that.
So when you see this version of Bailey, that is heel Bailey.
And
So,
I didn't know who she was until your channel because you showed off a figure, and then I went and looked her up.
yeah. So very good wrestler. She's been wrestling a while. So she was a childhood fan, then made it happen. So, and when she turned heel, I thought she became a better wrestler in general, like in the ring. And this blue gear is probably my favorite gear for this time frame. It's a Survivor Series. Yeah, Survivor Series.
Now, is she your all-time favorite female wrestler?
No. Ember Moon, who is now Athena in Ring of Honor, is my favorite female wrestler.
Oh.
So she's probably the best wrestler alive today. So
See, when they come to the dark side, they're more uninhibited.
yeah, there's more freedom to do stuff in the ring, but I guess they get
Exactly, because when you're goody two shoes, you got to follow rules and stuff.
Yeah.
And you go to the dark side, it's like,
Right.
screw the rules.
That's what made Rowdy Piper great, right? Like that.
I love Rowdy
gouges
Piper,
and
man.
stuff, and all the cheap shots. And
Piper's Corner was hilarious. I freaking love that shit.
so then we had Bailey. So now we're on number 2. I'm glad you had a female wrestler on there though, because like you've shown so many on your channel.
Yeah. Well, so I'm short one. I can grab.
Reaching, grabbing, scrolling,
I just got this guy.
scrolling.
Let me see.
Oh,
Just
that's
got
like a
this guy.
tablecloth or something there. Okay. I almost thought that was like a virtual background.
Why not? It's one of my favorites of all time.
real one.
You guys probably know who he is.
Oh, there you go.
A large
See?
Doom.
We talked about coming to the dark side, and here we
Darth
are.
Vader there. Holy cow.
He is
Yeah.
the dark side.
He's a bad guy, but it's out of box. So,
Right.
Well, see, there's another anti-hero. To his point of view, the
Yeah.
Jedi are evil.
and he became good at the end. He turned back, right?
Yeah, exactly. He flipped back and forth. You know,
Went back.
he started good and he ended good. So
No.
Put him on the high ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was $8. I just found this last week.
$8. Holy crap!
So I haven't done a video for it yet.
Oh, and
so
he's got the force hand thing going where he's doing the
Yeah.
chokehold. I
the
like
choke
that.
on the side
Well,
here.
the big ones are cool because you could just pose them like statues and just have them like on
Yep.
display.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm a
we
huge
got
fan of big figs. So
I got my son the coin bank when he was a kid, and it was just the head of Darth Vader.
yeah,
and you put a coin into it, and he would say those different phrases, like
Phrases.
"You are not a Jedi yet." Those are awesome.
yeah, those are awesome. So Vader's always a cool bad guy, cool look. So that'll.
Now you
we'll
need
take
a
him.
now you need a dark helmet to go with them from Spaceballs.
Mhm.
That guy there.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yep, major asshole.
Right?
And then I guess we're
Spaceballs.
at
What a good movie.
the number one figure, and then we have like the 1/1 thing.
Right.
All right.
Extended personal story.
Oh,
And
you know what? That was a misstep. I'm sorry. This is
Travado clause.
actually number 2.
The Travado clause.
That's okay. You can throw in an extra if you
Rock.
need to, Rick.
Yeah, Travado.
Oh,
clause.
there we go.
There. That's for Gary.
So Xena.
No, Rick's a big Xena fan.
Yeah, this is my
Oh,
favorite
there you
TV
go.
show of all time. So this is the Day in the Life version, which is one of my favorite episodes. So this and The Price, I think, are the best episodes in the series. So if you want to start watching Xena, watch those. So The
And that's
Price.
a smaller action figure too.
So this was Toy Biz, right? Yeah, Toy Biz made these. Nice big cards.
Yeah, like the packaging looks
Right. I
massive
think
on
I
that
had
thing.
that one up here too. I got 2 from that line.
So they made like 4 Xenas in this line. She has the Persian one. She has the sword action one. This is like the jumping one. not a fan of the action thing because it kind of limits their posability if they are out of the box. So I got a huge collection of Xena figures at a toy show, and I think I've got like 10 of them for $8 a piece.
Ooh, so that's really good price.
You got 8 or 9 because she had 12 or 13 on it. I was like, I'll give you like 8 or 9.
Damn, I wonder if I got to look that one up. Which one's that one? Day in the Life.
Day in the Life.
I got to see if that's one I have.
You got them out of the package too, or
later.
They're all just carded, right?
Yeah, most of mine are carded. I have the Sword one and the Callisto out of package, and a Velasca whose package fell apart, which he's kind of in package.
And those I thought were really well done. The Hercules line was not as well done.
No, I have that Xena, very bland.
The Hercules and the Xena Hercules one looks really rough.
Yeah, there's 2 of those,
but it's not a good mold.
Yeah, just her brown and then the red suit one for Hercules.
They need to come up with a packaging that you can open it up, take it out, and then put it right back into it again, and it looks like it's mint.
Right. I was hoping to see at least one Xena on the show tonight.
Gary has a disturbing number of Xena figures in all sizes.
No comment. But number one, this kind of like got me back into collecting action figures. This is my second go around. I've had a collection. I sold it. Like a lot of superheroes, but I kind of try to stay away from now. So this is the Big Fig Superman.
Oh, nice. Now you're excited for the new movie universe coming out?
It's hard to get excited for DC. Like
absolute
live
action Superman. I don't know, man. I really liked that first issue. It was.
I was talking about the movie, the James Gunn movie.
Yeah,
I hope it was good. You know, I like the last Superman movies. But this is like classic Superman to me. The big jaw, curl, big chest.
Right.
Like you said, you can set it anywhere back here. You know who it is.
That's the OG one.
And still Christopher Reeve is the Superman.
Yeah. So these were $20. So they made this, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Joker. I have Flash and a lot of Batmans. So
although I thought Henry Cavill got cheated out of being the good guy Superman. Because they showed it a little bit in the Justice League movie when he was able to put on the Boy Scout Superman a little more. And I'm like, wow, why didn't we get a whole movie of Henry Cavill being this Superman? That's what I wanted to see. And then I thought we were going to get it. And then he never got his chance to be the Boy Scout Superman.
Really? You like that better than
Henry
the Snyder
pulled
cut?
It off pretty well.
You didn't like the Snyder cut version with the black suit?
It was fine, but it was rushed.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that one either.
Like they just jumped right to it. Like he should have he should have had some time as the Boy Scout Superman, and and then you get to that. Not second movie out, he's already dead and bad.
Yep.
That dark side walk in the Snyder cut is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean the one cool thing from that movie I really liked. I mean, I like both versions of the Justice League movie, so I'm terrible with that, I guess. But the one part I thought was really kick-ass was when Flash was running past him and he's just following with his eyes, and Flash is like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, because he shows us like true super speed, right? So
Yeah,
you're not that fast in comparison. So we had the race on Super Friends.
Now, was this your superhero growing up, Rick? Superman?
Not really. I like Superman. I watched the movie Superman 2, 1, 2, 3. It's probably more Spider-Man, actually. As far as growing up, like watching Spider-Man on Electric Company or watching terrible movies, and then
the bad 70s show.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was Spider-Man, so I watched it and I was really bored.
Nicholas Hammond, he would go like this, and then like this web would like fold out of his wrist.
But it's what we had, right? So
right.
I did like Superman quite a bit, but he's never my go-to guy. But this figure just stood out, and like I bought him early on in my channel and reviewed him early on. I was like, well, I like these big figs. I told myself not to collect a bunch of superheroes because it gets out of hand, right? So,
right. Well, you get out of space too when you collect the big ones.
You do. But like I said, they have a statue look. I can just set them on something. They're done. So they're pretty durable.
Right. And that's a pretty classic pose. Oh, that's a nice touch on the cape too. I like that.
Yeah.
Right. It's the right size. So some of the Batman capes on these big figs go all the way below the feet. That's kind of a problem. So that is number 1 that I picked for the 10. And then the 1-1s, which is
Right.
first?
Well, you can choose. You can either do your extended personal story one, or you can do the spec pick, whichever one you want to do first.
It'll be a short story, but I found this at a thrift store and it just like brought back childhood memories. Like, when you like rush in, like, oh
Right.
man. So this guy, you may know, Gary, who this is.
Oh, geez. Where'd you find that?
He was in the thrift store just by himself, no weapons, no power sword.
That's the hard one to find with the dark hair, right?
Yeah, he doesn't spark anymore, of course.
Oh, right, with the spark thing on the back, right?
Yeah.
It needs a new flint for it.
Black Star.
And that cartoon, like there's so many of those like lost cartoons from them. You had the Black Star one. You had another one who I'm blanking on now. Not Thundar, but there was another one too, and I can't remember his name, but he also had blonde hair like Thundar.
Blonde hair.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, Black Star was cool. Again, to me, like another kind of Conan ripoff, and they always gave them power swords. Anyone that was a Conan ripoff got a power sword.
Yeah, you got a power sword,
of course.
But I mean, because that was also like the Star Wars influence on there too. They wanted to hook as many kids in with stuff like, all right, look, we can have a barbarian because barbarians are cool right now, but so Star Wars, so you gotta give them a sword with light energy.
Yeah.
But I like how they had dangerous toys back then that would fire sparks out of it, a stream of sparks.
Yeah, this thing would spark up.
It's like
during this time too,
kit.
like I would like to find, they've actually reissued one, like a Legends, I think, edition of Crystar.
Oh yeah. Warrior. Yep.
Yeah, I had those as a kid and they were cool. So most figures look kind of like
this. Warriors, right?
Yeah, Crystal Warriors.
Yeah, because that was 11-issue comic series from Marvel too, and they just brought Crystar back in the Deadpool team up book, which is I think 4 issues.
Huh. Deadpool, odd crossover.
So I don't buy Deadpool comics, but I'm buying the 4 team ups because Crystar's in it.
Yeah. So if I find one of those Crystars, I will pick them up, of course. But yeah, this guy brought back a lot of Saturday morning cartoon memories.
I didn't know they made figures of them, so I was just kind of like, wow.
Yeah, I had Black Star.
I remember that one because I remember the fact that it made those sparks in the back because I thought that was wild, and that was on the commercial for them too.
And then they never made Thundar figures, which really disappointed me. I mean, they eventually did like last year, but they were like a limited Comic-Con release one, and they were like crazy price where it was like you couldn't even look at it and your wallet was empty.
Right. What was the year that it ended? Like the world ended in 94 in Thundar?
Yeah, I think it was 1984, right?
94, I thought.
94 was it? I had the whole series out there.
Yeah, the world like ends. That's where Thundar comes into play.
Like, that was when I had to get on. Like when I was buying cartoons, the first thing I bought Conan the Adventurer, the cartoon. Then I bought Conan and the Young Warriors. Then I bought Thundar the Barbarian. And the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon I liked a lot too.
Yeah, I have
where's Cull and all that? You didn't get Cull, the Conqueror?
No, that's a regular movie. They didn't have a Cull cartoon.
No. They didn't, and they didn't have an action figure of them, did they either?
I don't think so.
They had a Mezco, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a Cull action figure. I don't think of it.
Now, Black Star, you can watch that on Tubi, can't you?
I know Conan is on there. I haven't looked in a while. It might be on there. It was like one season.
Conan is definitely on there. That, and I know Johnny Quest is on there because I watch Johnny Quest on there once in a while. And I will watch Conan on there instead of taking my DVDs out, just because it's easier to hit play on the digital.
Yeah, I gotta look some Tubi. So that's a nostalgia pick. This guy.
Oh, that's a great nostalgia pick.
He's a good guy. It's a good guy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you get point. And he's out of the box. You probably had to buy him loose, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, he was in a bag, just sitting there. Yeah. Nobody knows who it was. I was like, I'll get him.
Now, are you gonna try to find the sword, Rick?
No.
Nah.
No, because it'll be like with them. It'll probably be like way more than the $4 I paid for this.
Yeah.
Right.
I got the nostalgia factor I needed.
Besides, you never know. You get hit the thrift stores, and sometimes they have the bags of the weapons and stuff, and you could end up lucking out and just finding it there.
And I have tons of weapons in like little boxes from like Dollar Tree action figures. Those ninja ones came with 2 katanas, so I can find them something. You know.
Well, here you go. Yeah, vintage Black Star figure with John Blackstar and Overlord with capes. It's a $10 bid right now.
Googling.
What I don't see though is they're loose and they had the capes. They don't have the sword.
No sword, right?
The weapons.
Damn. Somebody use it as a toothpick.
Right. Oh, there you go. If you want to get Black Star in package, it's only $70.
Oh,
I'm good.
The pittance.
That's starting bid, gents. That's starting bid.
Starting bid, right? Is there not a buy it now? Is that on eBay? Evil Bay?
Yeah.
And the sword wasn't that cool. The sword was okay. It wasn't like an ornament sword, right? It was like a sword with 2 blades sticking out in the front.
You could probably 3D print the goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And then you'd have an accurate one.
And then Thundar's sword was always cool, right? It was just a handle, and then it was like, all right, you guys just blatantly stole lightsaber, but I'll allow it because he's a barbarian.
So many do that.
All right, so now your spec pick, sir.
So special pick. So I know this is like a common line, but I don't see this very often. I'm glad I found them at a thrift store.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Doombot.
Titan series Doom.
That's the classic Doom there.
Yeah. So this is my favorite version of Doom, like with the tunic, the green cape,
the
green mask, the hood, the gold here. This I think I paid $8 maybe.
And a design that hasn't gone out of style either. It's just it always looks good.
A good cape. It's a little long, a little under the feet, but that's fine. Just a tad. So this was, I think, 2014. I didn't know they made a Titan Doom, so this was a good pickup for me. It's in really good condition. It's a little washed out, but it's really shiny. It's a couple nicks here and there, but nothing too bad. Well,
somebody played with it and enjoyed it.
Yeah, and he has a little bit of movement in his head.
Also, there's some articulation, and then the arms and legs are just forward and back.
Yeah, just shoulders and a hip joint.
Yeah, the Titan series are mostly display things.
Yeah. So very cheap display things. I go into a toy fair a couple weeks ago, and like they had this piles of like Spider-Man. These guys just piled up for like $2.
Yeah, but the impending movie that's getting a hot item right now.
Well. This belt's a little big, but other than that, it's
right.
Cool.
It's a WWF belt.
Yeah, he's got his championship belt.
Nice. Cool Doom.
But yeah, I like this one a lot.
All right, so Rick's with the villains.
Yes,
nothing wrong with that.
He started and ended with Doom.
I did.
Yeah, that's cool. So Emperor Doom or God Doom to the classic Doom.
Yeah. I think Doom increased in price. Yeah.
Right. Who knows? It's tough. In the Titan figures, I mean, they weren't made to be expensive figures. They're just fun to look at.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure Rick is not selling.
They were made to you buy it and you buy something. It's $10 for your kid and your kid's happy and they stop crying in the store. Yeah. I was a lucky dad. My kid never cried for anything, so I was
crap.
Yeah.
You're lucky. Mine begged like homeless people when we got to the goddamn checkout. And they'd be like almost throwing themselves on the floor. I'm like, where are your parents? I deny that they're my children.
My kid never, even to this day, like he doesn't whine about things. He doesn't cry about things. He's all right.
Yeah. Why does everybody get the good kids?
My son's not into toys, so he could care less.
Mine isn't. Mine had a little window, right? And back when he was really young, he had an Iron Man figure that he loved, and dude, you could not keep those arms up. He played with that so much. Those arms, you just go like this. And
yeah.
It was a great figure, but he had that. He had a Hulk one he was attached to for a while. He had a Spider-Man one that he played with so much that he broke all the fingers off it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're for. So.
Oh, yeah. No, he had a blast with it. And but that was only for a couple years. And then then everything became electronic stuff.
Yep.
So, now he's saving money. He wants to build his own gaming PC and, right there. He's in the other room right now with his,
playing some Fortnite.
No, not Fortnite. He plays on his Oculus a lot. So he's in his 3D world with his buddies.
Nice.
But they have no idea how loud they are when they're talking. Oh, Dad, you heard me say that? Yeah, I heard you say it, buddy.
Yeah, you know that thing's electronic. You don't. You can talk in your normal voice. Yeah.
Yeah, my son's maybe a bit. Yeah. Well, and your sons were a different era too, Mark.
Oh yeah.
Kids grew up different in the 1800s.
Dang. Balls of string, turn them buttons.
And gum.
Oh, they had those wood pull toys, right?
Yeah, baseball cards.
Mark's gonna get me for that one.
Yep. Wait till the next time. He's plotting his revenge.
But cool figures, Rick.
Thank
Really,
you.
really appreciate you coming on the show. That was a lot of fun. I'm especially glad you showed a Xena and a female wrestler because those are two things I expected from you.
Yep, they're there.
Didn't disappoint. Wow, that was a
The
tall
slivers
order.
are a bitch.
Gary had a list.
But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And it was great to finally have you on the channel. I've been wanting to get you on for a while. And we'll just we'll go around the horn here like we always do at the end. And Steve, we're gonna start with you, sir. What is coming up for Steve the Voice White?
Well, I was supposed to do my voices choices, but I've still been delaying that. Maybe tomorrow will be Friday. I'll finally get to my Wednesday picks.
Or the Voice is Choiceless.
The voices choices. Saturdays, every other Saturdays. I keep forgetting to talk about this one too. Every other Saturdays, I've been on with Evil Mike, and we've been going through the Dark Tower series. We started off with the books, and then now we've moved into the comic book series that Marvel had put out back in the early 2000s, and we're slowly working our way through that one. You want to talk about ripoffs of lightsabers? There's one we're looking at now, Shimi's Tale, in the second issue. He's got like a Darth Maul freaking double lightsaber in the cover of that one, so that's pretty funny. So we're going to talk about those things and how they relate to the books. Then my Mondays is my going through my collection. I've just been pulling boxes and then just rifling through it because I've been moving everything forward because I do things in my collection where I've just put everything in alphabetical order, which means that if I have to put something in A, I got to shift every single book and every single box every single time. And some people, that's a tall order, but you know what? I don't mind doing it because then I can look through the books again, right? So there you go.
I gotta go through mine again. I had it all cleaned up, and now I got piles everywhere again.
Yep, it's a commitment, but hey, look, that's what we're in this for, right?
So next Tuesday for me, and for us, Steve, on the 10-1-1, we have Ryan on, Magic Lasso himself, and it's a special AOK edition of the 10-1-1, and it's all AOKs from a friend of his named Andre, and it's mostly Wonder Woman AOKs, and they are gorgeous. I already know what they are, and you're gonna love them.
I'm gonna have to put up all Wonder Woman up here then for that. Change it all out. Put all Adam Hughes up.
All right. Oh, you're gonna like this episode. And then, of course, we're off for Thanksgiving. And then on the 30th, the last Saturday of the month, on that Saturday, Torsen, the Varangian Vigilante, and I, we have a special live Savage Saturday where we're doing an artist feature on Mary Wilshire, who is an underrated artist who did a lot of great work on one of the Red Sonja series at Marvel. And Mary Wilshire just did fantastic work. She didn't just do Red Sonja, but I'm gonna put a whole Google slide together, and we're gonna do a whole artist feature on Mary Wilshire because we want to shine a light on some of these artists that need their due, that have always been supportive and that were great in the sword and sorcery genre, but for whatever reason got overshadowed. And then the first week of December, that first week is Council of Comics week. We have Sam on that Thursday, and we have Ronaldo on Tuesday from the Council of Comics coming on to do their comic versions of the 10-1-1. So I'm sure we're going to see Cliff as well. And then later in the month, we got Phil Spencer coming on to do a Laserdisc 10-1-1.
Holy crap.
So, I mean, we could play with this format. And I'll tell anyone that's out there now, and you too, Rick, before we get to what's coming up for you. If you have an oddball collection of something or a different collection, and you think it would fit the 10-1-1 format, reach out to me and we'll create a show around it, because we've done board games, we've done cards, We've done action figures many times now. We've done obviously a lot of comics, but we've done records. We've done a couple album episodes. So this format is a lot of fun for a lot of different formats. And we're going to, like I said, next week we're doing our first AOK format. But if you guys have a collection of things that you want to feature and you got 10 that are favorites, one that has a story, even longer story than the other ones, and you got a spec pick, get a hold of me. We'll create a show around it for you. With that said, Rick, what's coming up for you, sir?
Coming up on the channel, a couple toy show picks, some G.I. Joes, Street Fighter, and then next week I hope to do a how to play the Lord of the Rings deck building game. So I'm planning to try to get that done. So it's always something. I put stuff out every week, random stuff. So this kind of culture of video games, board games.
Kind of in the name, right? Random Ricks.
Yeah.
Reviews.
Right.
Cheeseburgers, whatever.
Well, Rick, you have one of the most accurate YouTube names ever. So
there you go.
Like it's true. Like you go to Rick's channel, you go, "Wow, that's random." And like, well, of course. And, but
it's just a clever name.
Yeah, I got a short attention span, I guess.
Right.
Oh, look, something shiny.
Yeah, but Rick's links are in the description below, as well as my co-host. So please go sub them up, check out their content, and tune in to the Voices Choices. You can also catch Steve on the Anachronic Comics channel. So look for him on the Comic Book Crowd on Fridays for Espresso Mail Call. We're always going to give Joe a shout out on this channel. Joe's one of our best people. And of course, if you guys haven't, go check out the video that Jerry the Jitterbug released the other day.
Look at that now.
With just what a fantastic job he did. I mean, you couldn't even tell that he blended pulp onto that book. It was amazing. And of course, go check out Rick's channel. Check out his podcast. His co-host is a fun guy too. And again, give your co-host one more shout out.
Writing the Frequency. He's on YouTube.
And does he have a YouTube channel?
Yep, Writing the Frequency is on Twitch and YouTube. So easy way to find him. Writing the Frequency and Spinach. His channel will come up.
Spinach.
He's done some cooking on there and some tech, like microphone tech. So
that's cool.
And he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, I am on Joe's channel tomorrow night. Thank you for the reminder, Joe. And I'll be on his show tomorrow night when we're doing obscure characters that
Oh yeah.
Yes, and
obscure action heroes or something, or superheroes.
Yeah, and I got a few choices already in my head. I just got to dig out the books. But
Don't forget.
Right? Oh, I won't. I'll do it when I get home tomorrow. I feel like I'm me rushing around. But again, as we like to end this thing, thank you all for watching. Thank you to the audience that was here tonight. And for those of you catching us on the rewind, we certainly appreciate it. And as always, the way we like to end these things, keep it casual.